Andrew Weissmann, the former Mueller prosecutor and FBI general counsel. His thoughts on Wu-Tang we may get to later in the interview. But as for right now, just thanks for being here.
Nice to be here. So since we're talking about fictional things, the story is greed is good, because you have him saying it's not blue and it's not red, it's green. That is one of the things that Murdoch testified to. That is just the worst possible sentence for a jury to hear, because they're going to be hearing not just about sort of regular compensatory damages, but they will, if there is a trial, they will be able to decide on punitive damages. And that kind of line is the kind of line that I think would make a jury quite upset.
And you would, know, Andrew. I mean, you would know, and this goes to how smart is Murdoch, how on his A game is he? I'm not taking anything away from him with regard to his efficacy. We could talk about his failures, his ethics, the endorsement of the lies, but his efficacy is he seems to think that he can push others out front and then he can back away and say it was just business. You see limits to that how?
Yeah, so I think that might be a perfectly good strategy for the public, but I don't see that working in any way in a court of law, which you alluded to. The way the law works, it doesn't matter if it turns out that it's just incredibly powerful anchors who are doing this with malice, or if it's the CEO who's doing this with malice. All of that gets imputed to the company, and it's the company that is on trial. In other words, the fact that the very, very top of the company is not involved wouldn't be a defense. Now, I also think that is a very hard factual thing based on the brief that we all read. It's a very hard factual claim to make because everyone knows that Fox is controlled by Murdoch and now Lachlan, his son, and they appear to be all over the reaction to what happened when they called Arizona for Biden. And the theory here is Dominion says because of that reaction, all hell broke loose internally with the anchors realizing the stock was going to go down. Tucker Carlson saying, let's fire people who tell us that we should tell the truth because we really don't want to have our stock decline. So I don't think factually it's going to work. And I don't think legally it works to say, oh, it's only sort of the person who reported to me who's responsible.
And legally, that's what's fascinating because there are businesses that can run almost amorally, and it's a defense to them doing business. No one's suing Disney over Mickey Mouse and saying, there's no talking mouse. That's not a defamation claim because they deal in fiction. The problem here is that what everyone thinks of Fox News, and they've been caught lying, they are on trial for knowing deliberate defamation and lying. So saying, hey, we just put this out doesn't work on a defamation case, which is different perhaps than some other places where Murdoch might have tried these defenses. I want to play for you how some of this is piercing the conservative bubble. We've talked about whether people are hearing about this or not. I've told viewers there's a lot of signs that this could be the straw that breaks the proverbial liar's back, if you will. Here's some of what happened on Hannity's radio show.
You knew the election wasn't stolen from Trump, and you guys lied about it anyway because you felt you had a good reason.
No, if you listen to what I said on the air every day, what did I talk about? Let me remind you.
Many Americans do not believe that this election was fair. I feel that way. It's a corrupt and an embarrassing disgrace.
I'm asking you if you all knew that the election wasn't stolen from Trump, and yet you...
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I said I had problems, that there were integrity issues.
Our Dominion system's prone to human error. 72 million Americans voted for Donald Trump. All of them, all of us, deserve an answer.
Andrew, my final question to you is not strictly courtroom legal, but in the broader sense of the legal reasoning you've used throughout your quite considerable legal career to do fact-finding. I mean, that's part of what your tools you used in the Mueller investigation and FBI. When you see facts like this emerge, do you think that writ large over time, whatever the resolution of this case, they can affect the standing and the sense of how we categorize Fox News as a society? Does that matter?
Yeah, that is a great question. The way I think about this is I think about disinformation outside of a courtroom where we're all infected by politicians and, unfortunately, significant media outlets where there doesn't seem to be any repercussion for that. And what is going on in a court of law, where, as a judge said, Amy Berman Jackson, who was the judge over the Manafort case, she said, this is a place where facts still matter. And by and large, the judiciary has really fared very well, because what we're seeing here is a place where facts matter. And so Fox News, the reason they're, quote, getting caught is because it's a place where what they have been doing is now being exposed in a place where facts actually matter. So whatever spin they're doing in public and whatever they can get away with, it'll be interesting to see whether what happens in court, to your point, really sort of seeps out and people react to it saying, you know what, we now see the reality. And then very much the way that the January 6th committee tried to do that exact same thing, which was to put out in public all of the facts about the plot that was going on and that you have written about the various aspects of it. So I think it's really similar.
Yeah, I don't want to thank you for what you said and the points you raised. I don't want to go too highbrow. It is still the beat, Andrew, and we keep it real. But I am a little bit reminded of one of the things Tocqueville said about the good part of American culture, which is that the traditions of the courtroom done right, facts and our peers as the backstop, not elites, not the rich, not a monarch. Our peers are the courtroom backstop in the jury, and the facts are what we're all supposed to work on. If people do that in good faith, 12 very different people can come together. They'll be asked to do that if this case goes to trial. And at a time with so many problems, that might be some silver lining for us tonight.